Section F, we're nearly there, reflection this time. So there's two questions. First question in the reflection is, are your answers accurate? So this is going to be part of your criteria D, or real life applications of maths. So your answer probably is not perfectly accurate for a number of reasons and a number of parts of your answers. So it mightn't be accurate. Think of your currency exchange. Think of your daily food budget. Think of the savings. Think of things that I haven't taken into account. And I want you to list those things that I may not have taken into account for the family budget for this trip. For instance, how do they get from the airport to a hotel? Have I included the hotel? How much would a hotel cost? How much would, or maybe they're staying in a tent. How much would that cost? I haven't included very much any other transport. What do they do each day? Do they need to go on any tours or see any sites? Does that cost money? What about insurance? What about the money to get to the airport on either side? What about getting home? Should that be included? You can think about the number. Just list all the things that you can think of that might need to be taken into account of a family budget. And how much do you think? Maybe make an estimation at the end of your list. So maybe create a table. It's a good place to create a table for communication scores. So maybe create a table of all the things that I've not taken into account, and then add that on to the price of the holiday. So how much extra should the family budget for? And for those top marks, how would that affect their savings? Would they need to save for more months, and therefore move the start date of the holiday till later? The last question then is your reflection. So your thoughts on if you were to do this again. If you were to approach this type of project again in maths, what would you do differently? So perhaps you can look at some of your self-management skills, your research skills, your time management skills, maybe goal setting. Maybe you could, how do you break down tasks? How do you spend each minute of this task? Did you do enough in class? Did you ask enough questions? Did you do enough at home? Did you ask? So I'm hoping that you'll ask at home some questions that you're not entirely sure of here, and maybe you guys have gone on a family holiday before, and maybe you can ask at home what kind of things need to be taken into account when going on a family holiday. Maybe souvenirs, maybe buying clothes, some things like that. It's quite an expensive business, planning holidays. So if you've ever gone on a holiday, make sure to thank whoever has brought you, because it's not cheap. Now, that's the final part of this assessment. So you should have a rough draft in your workbook for Thursday of every question answered. So rough, it can be pretty rough, or you can say what you're going to do if you haven't got it done yet for a particular question. And then your final draft will be due on the final project will be due on the 2nd of December. So anything printed out, you have it printed out for that date, ready to hand it in. If you're off campus, you can email it to me, that's no problem. But if you're on campus, you have to hand it in physically. I'll put the cover page, I'll provide you cover pages. If you need A4 paper, just ask me for it if you're on campus, and I can give it to you handwritten, or you can do it on your device. But you must have the draft in your workbook for Thursday's class. So have a draft somewhere that I can see, and I can maybe give you some feedback on that. If you have any questions, as usual, ask me or ask Miss Whittian, and we will try and help you out as much as possible. Okay, good luck with section